It's good. HITZ Digital Radio, in my opinion, I'm your host, Giant, a.k.a. Giant the R&B Bully, a.k.a. Andre Marcellus. Are you ready to talk about it? It's a lot going on. Power Pack Show. Let's get it.
We may have had differences. We may have had differences. We may have had differences. We may have had
Thursday, almost Friday. Almost Friday. Time to get it popping. We got a few topics today. Whew, it's so much going on out here. I'm like overwhelmed. If you really want to know the truth, I'm overwhelmed. Because there's certain things that have to be talked about. And I think I got a good demo of that. I think I really have a good demo of that just to speak to today. We're going to talk about Gabby and Brian. And I have to say something. I'm going to say it right now. Gabby and Brian, I want everybody to know that my commentary is going to be free, but everything about that is wrong. So don't take what I'm doing entertaining as personal. It's wrong. It's dead wrong. So we also going to talk about Nicki Minaj and Kenneth Petty. I see my people in there. Missy for Oak Cove, what it do? Beauty is me, what it do? Harlem in the building. Missy. We're going to get it popping. And look, guys, we really have to be objective with this show, because this show is going to be kind of on the edge of like people going to feel some type of way. So we have to really be objective. That's very important for this particular show because everything is sensitive. Gabby and Brian is sensitive. The R.KELLY trial is sensitive. Everything is sensitive right now. Even the Nicki Minaj and Kenneth Petty ass nigga. Petty. So we gotta be like, really like cool with this. Even in the chat. Say what you feel. I'm not saying curb what you feel. Whatever you feel, put it in the chat. Today the government played the stream from niggas tape. SYDBO, please expand on what you're saying. So, again, I'm going to ask you guys, where do you want to start? Oh, and I got a little something extra too. And, you know, this is going to lead to something else, but if you guys don't want to talk about that, we won't talk about it. But let's start. Let's get it popping. Let's see. We ain't going to talk about the trial just yet. Let's go straight into What happened to Gabby and where the hell is Brian at? Did you guys watch that body cam footage of them having a conversation with them for over an hour and like 15 minutes? She was like hysterical, shaking. She's shaking and like could barely catch her breath. And he's totally calm with scratches. Scratches on his ears, scratches on his face. So I ask you, who was the aggressor? Somebody allegedly said that they saw them. Yep, I watched it. Yeah, it's crazy. He was calm. He was calm. I mean, and it feels so weird that she's doing that and acting that way, and the police officers were actually taking her side. If he got the scratches and she's wilding out, shouldn't you take her and not give her the vehicle? You should take her to the hospital. If I'm right, she said she was OCD. And she was having panic attacks and all this kind of stuff. You should have took her to the hospital. Those police officers might just get the, I don't remember the Moab or whatever the hell that police unit or whatever was called, but the parents of Gabby might end up suing them. Allegedly and all that extra, but this is just like I said in the beginning. This is my opinion, and I'm just giving it to you the way I'm giving it to you. And you know what? It's so much effed up stuff to talk about. I can't even smoke this cigar and enjoy it. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna have a cigarette, and I did say cigarette while I talk. Because this thing is horrible. Gabby looked in Brian's phone and saw another female texting him, and Gabby sliced his face with her fingernails. Jesus. But even though I say Jesus, SYDBL, you could be right. And no, you didn't say Dave Chappelle. I fuck with you, but I don't see the resemblance. I just know. But I fuck with you. It's cool. Unfortunately, now you forced me to tell a story. Okay, so you asked for it. I'm gonna tell it now. How I even started smoking cigarettes. Okay. All while public announcement was with R.KELLY, none of us smoked or drinked. None of us. And then when the second album came and the separation happened, I was still around for the most part. And Earl had left, you know the whole story. Earl had left about the whole Aaliyah thing. And then Rick was kind of not getting the best of treatment, I'll say. He wasn't getting the best of treatment. So he eventually said, I'm out. So after that, I'm still around. And I'm going to be totally honest. I should not even tell this story, but I'm going to be totally honest. I'm still going to CRC studio where dude is recording that, this, that, and the third. And one day I walked in and the engineers, I was real cool with the engineers. The one engineer name was Peter Mokrin. And he was the one, he done mixed shit for Michael Jackson, all kind of people. So he was the engineer. And they used to get so frustrated because dude would like go off and do whatever he was doing or whatever the case may be, and they would just be sitting there like waiting. So they wasn't really like with that. So I came in, I'm like, what's going on? And they was like, he in there playing the piano. I'm like, what? And this was something that he ongoingly did. Like if there were guests there or this, that, and the third, he'd go off into where the piano was and he would just start playing and singing and have the door cracked so that everyone can hear what was going on. So as I'm watching them frustrated and I'm looking at him in that room, Earl and Rick ain't there no more. So I'm like, this is horrible. So I remember I said, you know what? Fuck this. I'm out of here. And I left. At the time, you know, this was in the 90s. So at the time, I had not the Sidekick, but it was a Jeep that was called an Amigo. I had that Jeep. You could still peel the top off and all of that. And I remember leaving out of there, and I wasn't even drinking at the time, but I left out of there. I went to the liquor store, and I got a 40 ounce of Old E. Why I did that, I really don't know, but that's what cats was drinking around that time. So I got it. And at that time, I lived in Joliet, like a suburb of like Chicago, if you know. So I'm riding home and I'm drinking the 40. Tears in my eyes. Tears in my eyes because I knew I had intentions on never coming back. Never coming back. So at that point, I'm like, this is horrible. I'm never coming back down here. So I didn't go back at that point. Why am I telling this story? I lost the whole reason of why I'm telling this story. Oh, so after that, public announcement got a deal with Atlantic Big Beat through another company called Pocket Town. So at that point, we had our own deal. We was like, okay, we good. This, that, and the third. So to fast forward, we would be, when we got to the studio, they had like producers set up, all this kind of stuff, even though we did our own production and stuff like that, but they added producers and stuff like that. And one of the producers was a keyboard player for Jodeci. His name was Chronic. And the reason why they called him Chronic, because he always had like baggies of different type of weed. He would pull out, oh, this is such and such a weed. This is this, that, and the third weed. And then we got this weed. I mean, he always had multiple different weed. So one day I was sitting in there and I'm like, man, why do y'all smoke weed all the time? Now, mind you, I didn't drink, didn't smoke, nothing. And he said, man, you just got to try it. Just got to try it. I'm like, okay, fuck it. I'll try it. So I took the weed. I was like, I'm watching them and feeling like, okay, this is how y'all do it, right? Okay. So I'm like, oh shit. About 5 minutes later, I felt like my heart was beating outside of my chest. So to speed it up a little bit, I started smoking weed. Unfortunately. So I'm smoking weed now, this, that, and the third. Okay, so something happens with the company we were with, so we end up being back in Chicago, and now we in a studio. We got it locked out from 6 in the evening to 6 in the morning, and we working on stuff. And during the time we were smoking weed in New York, we actually were smoking beaties too. So people from New York should know what I'm saying. These little bitty like wrapped, I don't know if they're Indian cigarettes. People in the chat, I mean, tell me, but they was wrapped and it had a little pink string on the end, and we'd be smoking them after we smoked the weed. So we in the studio in Chicago, this, that, and the third. We run out of beaties and effed up and asked the engineer, hey, can we get a cigarette? Because we were so used to smoking the weed, then smoking the beanie. So at that point, we smoking cigarettes. That's how I started, basically. But on that label that we was on, it was a song that we did. It's called Take Advantage of Me. You can look that up. Take Advantage of Me. Dope record. I mean, they was telling us that we was going to be the next big thing or whatever the case may be. But because of that independent we were with, it froze everything. For those that don't know. This, that. Nisi, I see you. I see you, family. I got you. I'm going into that shortly. On that. Indica. Oh, so you a smoker, SYD. All right, I'm sorry to get off track. So now, let's go back to what happened to Gabby and where the hell is Brian. My thing is this. He had the scratches on his face. She was fine, but she was like out of control. So why didn't the police say, well, ma'am, you might need a medic. You might need somebody to, we need to get you to a hospital. Tyrone with Old Cole, what's good? We might need to get you to some type of hospital, but they didn't do it. Why do you think they didn't do it? Because at the end of the day, and I hate to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway, ever since America has been built, the white woman has been America's queen. It's a fact. Because basically, do you know how many missing black women and other women in different cultures have been missing, and it don't get this much looks? It don't even get that. Exactly. SEBTZ, I think. Exactly. So, in my opinion, let's just get to it. My opinion, they should have took her to some place to get help, and they both would probably, she would probably be alive, and he would be alive as well. Because if you really want to know the truth, in my opinion, I don't think he's alive. I really don't. I don't think he's alive. I think he killed himself. respectfully. I think he killed himself. And who's to say that she didn't slip and fall and hit her head on a brick and then he panicked? Who's to say that she didn't walk off a cliff? I was listening to something else earlier, a guy that's like from there, and he was saying people come there on the weekends and die and die all the time by strange stuff like that. So is it possible? Could it be possible that she died and he panicked? Or did he get sick of her shit? They was out there a long time. Maybe he got tired of her shit. She was OCD, right? So he's the one scratched up. Maybe he just said, she's beating the shit out of me right now. I'm sick of it. Maybe. I don't know. You guys tell me. I don't know. But anywho, Brian needs to be found. Will they find him alive? I'm not sure. Could Brian, they say he left his mother's house and father with just a backpack. Now listen to me closely. Do you think he possibly could have left the house with a backpack? What did he have in it? He went to a swamp, basically, where alligators, snakes, and all this kind of stuff. Did he go there to die? And did he have meat in the backpack that he strapped to his body? And the alligators, sorry, and the alligators ate him. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, man. Okay, so we're going to chat. We need to pray that they find him. He needs to be found so we can get some answers. Because this is the biggest story out. Screw Petty, screw all this other goofy shit. This is the biggest shit out. But my thing is, I don't understand why they're not looking for black girls. Why they're not looking for Hispanic girls. Why they're not looking for everybody else. That's a problem for me, but I'm not going to get into that. So we're going to move along. Let's move along. I missed the news. Was it her body? Yeah, Niecy, they found her body. Said that it was her. And they said it was allegedly foul play, but they're not going to say what actually happened. That's what they said. But they said that because somebody said, hey, man, you better give us some answers. This white woman with blonde hair, you know, the queen of America is gone missing. So you better tell us something. All right, so let's go to this. Let's go to the chaos thing. All right. Okay, so you know where it's at. I don't have to really go through all of that. They're basically wrapping it up. They're wrapping it up. They finna do their final arguments and this, that, and the third. And it is what it is. So, my question to you, how would you feel if he was innocent? How would you feel if he was guilty? And the reason why I say it like that is because I see so many people on YouTube that are for him, and then I see people that are against him. So when they do actually decide his faith, are you still going to be mad? Is the other side going to be mad at the other side still? So meaning, if he's free, are the people that was against him, are you still going to be mad? And vice versa. I just think, my opinion is, let's just see. Because a lot of people that's for him and against him don't know him. And I was there, and I feel like I don't know him at this point. So how can you feel as though he's either innocent or guilty? That's why I don't sit here and cap with y'all. Oh, he's innocent. Oh, he's guilty. I can't speak to that. I didn't see that. So I have to sit and wait. I can't go hard for him. I can't go hard against him. And that's just a fact. So those that's going against them, you have to look at this objectively and say, if you weren't there, you don't know. That's a fact. As much as it might not sound good, it's a fact. If you weren't there, you don't know. I was there and I don't know. So how do we all get so upset? I watch people pages and you know, and I'm like, why are they so like going so hard? You don't know. It's unreal to me. But everybody has to do what they're going to do, I guess. So we're going to see shortly, because I'm pretty sure by no later than probably Monday or Tuesday, it's going to come to some type of conclusion. I don't see the jury taking 2 weeks, 3 weeks, all that extra. I don't really see that. Okay. Tie roll with Oko. No. Absolutely not. Because this was in the beginning when we just met him. We wasn't friends. We wasn't friends with him. So we weren't even allowed in the same space majority of the time. When she was around, I might have seen, I told this before, man, I might have seen her one time. But other than that, we could not be around that. We were in another room rehearsing. And she was in there with him. So if we separate on that level, why would we be privileged to see some whole shit? Tell me that. And as Dana J says, make that make sense. If we can't even be in the room with certain people, why would I know or see anything to do with any foul, dumb shit? Makes no sense, man. Come on, man. Makes no apparent sense. Because if it did make sense, like you just tried to make it, then I would have been up there on the stand. Stop it. It's goofy. Okay, SYDB, didn't he smash Earl's wife? Absolutely. Absolutely. And I begged them not to send her down there. If you watch the Vlad TV interview, I begged them not to send her down there. Because we did her demo. Me and Earl. Fire. He said, take this to dude so she can get on. I say, Earl, it's not a good idea. It's not. He say, oh, it's fine. I'm married to her. It's good. We good. We about to be good. I say, Earl, if I take this down here, she's never coming back, man. I don't know what you're thinking. She's never coming back. He said, no, man, just take it. I said, okay. I took it, played it for him. He said, oh, it's fire. But guess what? I got to do this by myself. I said, what are you talking about? He said, I have to produce it, write it, everything. Woo, woo, woo. And I'm like, well, what happens to us? He like, no, I have to do this by myself. No Earl, no nothing. And she got to come in here and sleep on this couch for 30 days and do her album. That was his exact words. So, as you already know what happened after that, she never came back. It was over with. What do you do? I tried to warn him. What was I supposed to do? I can't control no grown man. Me and Earl did a track in the very beginning. This is early time. Did a track. I wrote the chorus, and it was called Sex Me. Yeah. We played it for him, all that. He was like, oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. After we got back from wherever the hell we was, we come to the studio one day, and he's in the studio doing Sex Me record. And us being young at the time, we like, should we say something? Should we fuck this nigga up? I mean, what should we actually do at this point? And we all came to the conclusion of, fuck it. Take the ride. And we took the ride. Because we know the ride wasn't going too far nowhere. Not for us together. I think she was just upset, not hysterical, being a typical narcissist. Yes, I agree. Black and brown women don't get the Sun News attention. You damn right. They never do. They never do. You just watched at some place, wherever the hell it was, Texas or whatever the case may be, where they was on horses beating black people. Yes, they're Haitian, but they was beating black people. So yeah. That's why I say I'm not even gonna go there. I tell you what, I'm gonna go to something else before I get too upset. I'm drinking too. Just a little beer though. Let's get this understood. And I told you I'm gonna tell you what beer I'm drinking, but I'm not gonna tell you today. Okay. Let's handle some business for a second. All right. Interviews. You want me to come on your show? You have to speak with Lynn. Lynn at hitsdigitalaccess@gmail.com. Hit her up. Tell her what you're trying to do. And if we can fit it in, I'll do it. Because the thing is, I don't have no discrepancy. She's going to research you. She's going to research you. So if it's some punk shit, I probably ain't going to end up doing it. But if it's some real legit stuff, there's no problem. I come on your platform. I support everybody. I don't hate on nobody. I watch all of y'all channels. Everybody that's watching me, if you got a channel, I'm watching you. So I don't have no problem with that. But we will not be put in a predicament where I have to act a donkey. I'm not going to do that. So if it all checks out, it's all good. I say that again. If it all checks out, it's all good. I'm there. I mess with you. Because at the end of the day, like I said before, this is a business. And I want to help your business if I can. All right? So let's move on. Okay. Kenneth Petty, the lady Jennifer Hugh went on the reel and she told her story. She told her story. I believe her. I believe her. Because her spirit tells me that she's still carrying the fear of it all and what happened. She's still carrying it. I believe her. She even went as far to say that they was trying to allegedly pay her off. That someone allegedly dropped $20,000 in her lap and she still said no. And allegedly she said their reply was, you should have took it because now we're going to put this on your head. Damn. Do you believe it? Because for some reason, I believe her. I will, beauty is me, I will. I believe that lady because at the end of the day, if you getting people coming to your house and you don't have to leave your parents' house once all this stuff kicked off, I mean, you've probably been living in fear for years. That's not good. Beauty is me is 100. And she looked distraught, sitting up there telling the story. She looked distraught. I think it's horrible. Now, she's suing them because of the intimidation and this, that, and the third. She's probably going to win that. In my opinion, she's probably going to win that. Even though I don't know if what she's saying is totally true, but I'll jump out the window and say it sounds true. Sounds true. Sounds like it's a possibility, if nothing else. So, please tell me what you think about that. And let's see, I'm going to go to something else. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Now, this is something I'm throwing in because my cousin, NICKI, reached out to me and she said, what is this stuff that Jeannie Mai is talking about? And, and she pregnant now and this, that, and the third. I ain't quite understand that first. I'm like, she pregnant? But she went on to say, she sent me a video. She went on to say that when Jeannie Mai was with her previous husband, that he wanted to have a child. And she told him that she wasn't going to have a child. She never wanted to have kids, right? So my cousin was kind of trying to figure it out, like, well, what made her get with this dude and actually have a child? And I told her, this is what I told her. Because she didn't want to have a child with her ex-husband. She really didn't. She got to this point now to where she was with Jeezy and she felt comfortable. She didn't want to have a child by the dude. I mean, it's just as simple as that. It's not even like high tech. She really wasn't into him like that, even though they were married, I think, like 8 years? But when you decide to have a child with somebody, that means you're connected to them forever in some type of way. And not no big way, like you got to see them all the time, but there's a connection there. She didn't even want the connection. She went on there, she went on the reel and said she feels safe with Jeezy. Did she feel safe with dude? I don't know. I don't know. So my question to you, let me look this. Hold on, give me 1 second, because she sent me. Okay, so have you ever been in a relationship where it ended and you had certain demands or whatever the case may be, and you might have wanted to have a child, you know, whatever the case may be, and we can flip flop it, however, but when when y'all didn't get along and the person moves on, and then they do all the things that you wanted to do with them, but they didn't do it with you. Put it in the chat. This will come back to. I'm be willing to talk about this again because I think this is a great topic. How did you feel if you've experienced this, where you've been with somebody and you're like, oh, I love you, this, that, and the third. I want to have a baby with you. And that person says, nah, I really don't want no kids, like Jeannie Mai said. And then she gets with Jeezy and is loving having, I mean, sick. Say she's safe. Showed the baby bump on the show. How do you feel as that person that tried to ask her to do that for you? And just flip it any other way you want to in any different scenario. How does that feel? Is it right? I don't know. She in a marriage but planning her escape. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because she knew whoever this dude was, she didn't want to deal with him like that. Not on no having a baby level. And honestly, I believe because he was some type of alleged farmer or some why am I laughing? Some type of farmer or something like that. And I think she had been married to him so long that she said after that, she had been with him all them years and she was growing in her career, and probably basketball players and, you know, baller cats is hollering at her like, yo. And she probably realized, what the hell did I do marrying this farmer? Why did I do that? When all these ball players want me, rappers, this, that, and the third. So why would she have a baby by this dude? Don't make sense. To her, it didn't. Even though he probably loved her dirty draws. He probably loved her. But because he wasn't on her level, she said, damn that. I'm going to hold out. Can't have your baby. I'm going to hold out now. And then soon as they broke up or divorced, he had a baby with somebody else because that's really what he wanted. And I hate to get into my Kevin Samuels bag, but this is what he be saying. Kevin Samuels be saying, the man wants to get with you and be with you, and 9 times out of 10, he expresses himself that he wants to have children. And I don't think they had that conversation early on. I really don't think so. Because if they did, and he really wanted kids, I don't think he would have married them. I just don't. But I'm going to leave that kind of talk to Kevin Samuels. So I'm going to go to... Let me play my peoples. I'm gonna go to Miriam Boykins and her fine, very affordable jewelry. So check this out, and we're gonna close out.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in, and as you come in, please share and spread the love as you come in. My name is Miriam. I'm an independent consultant with Paparazzi Accessories, and I'm here to show you guys some fabulous $5 bling.
Stop texting me, stop calling me. You made your choice and I already said goodbye. Stop texting me, stop calling me. Our love is taking a ride for the last time. Wrong turn, and now you're headed down one way, and you can't turn back around. You made a left when you should have made a right, baby.
All right, everybody. I got one. I got one more story before I get out of here, and then I'm gonna get out of here. I'm pretty sure everybody that's in the chat, we all from different places and stuff like that. But I live in Georgia. I don't know. It's SYD. Yeah. I live in Georgia, and they have a thing called Quick Trip, right? So those of you that know, you know what I'm saying. But Quick Trip is like very popular gas station slash. They have like a little kitchen in the back. I mean, it's the go-to place for whatever you want. And I probably shouldn't have mentioned their name, but it's too late now. But I go to this place at least once or twice a week. And because they make like a buffalo chicken sandwich, I like the little personal pan pizza. And then you can get your little juice, water, squares, whatever you want. So my problem with them is this. Let me put this on the screen, because I'm sick of their shit. Give me 1 second. Now, Quick Trip, can I get a bag? Now, the reason why I put that up there is because I know certain gas stations and stuff like that do it, you know, depending on where you at. But whenever I go in the Quick Trip, for some reason, I might have about 5 items or so, you know, like, you know, some water, maybe whatever food I'm getting, squares, and then let's just say a bag of chips or something. That's a lot of shit, right? So they ring me up. Oh yeah, okay. You know, anything else, sir? This, that, and the third. I'm like, no, that's good. But every freaking time, they see I got a lot of shit sitting on the counter, but they never offer to give me a bag. I always have to ask. I'm looking at all the stuff, and I'm just thinking that they're looking at it too and saying, he need a bag. For some reason, they never give me a bag. I always have to beg them to give me a bag. Like the nigga at the register is paying for the bags. They never ask. Like they his bags. And that's the same way with McDonald's and sauces. I'm like, what is wrong with y'all? This ain't y'all shit. Are y'all crazy? Give me fucking 2 bags, bitch. I want to double it now. Now I want to double the bag. How about that? And that was just some extra shit I just threw in, man. Another day in the life of Andre Marcellus, a.k.a. Jonathan R&B Bully, a.k.a. The Lyrical. I'm going to get out of here, y'all. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate everybody, man. Appreciate y'all in the chat. I will get back with y'all tomorrow night. Friday night. And also, it's getting to the point to where I'm not going to be able to read everyone's chats because, as you see, I'm trying. But I tell you what, this is what I'm going to have to do. I will give priority, a upper echelon type of, you dig. If you send in a Cash App or a PayPal, I will read your shit first. Not that I'm not going to read the chat. I'll read some of the chat, but I'm going to prioritize this. If you send a Cash App in, I'll read it as it comes in. PayPal too. As I said before, this is a business. And you can hit me to say whatever you feel like. If you feel like you don't like me and you want to say go to hell, that's cool. But Cash App that. Because if you put it in my regular chat, I might block you. Real tits out. Because we're going to be respectful around here. Beauty is me. Peace out. Peace out, shawty. I'm around here. And if you guys know anybody, I'm going to say it right before I leave. I need somebody to do sports. Do like a sports update. And I would really like a female host to give a female perspective. So if you know somebody, shoot them the email. It's on the screen. You can send them to the channel. They know the contact Lynn, and everything is good. Let's try it out. Let's try it out. We can try it out for like one day out the week. It's all good. Before I have my wife do it and she starts acting the fuck up. So please reach out. And I really appreciate y'all, man. And you guys be safe and have a good night.